I Will Meet You Yet Again by Amrita Pritham. I Will Meet You Yet Again is a beautiful poem written by Amrita Pritham. It is a love poem. So, before moving on to the chapter, let's get familiarized with the poet. Amrita Pritham was born on 31st August 1919 in Gujranwala, Pakistan. She was an Indian novelist, essayist, and poet who wrote both in Punjabi and Hindi. She was considered as the first prominent female Punjabi poet, novelist, essayist, and leading 20th century poet of Punjabi language, who was equally loved on both sides of India and Pakistan border. She was known as the most important voice for women in Punjabi literature. She was best remembered for her poignant poem Aaj Akhan Waris Shah Nu. Its English translation is Today I invoke Waris Shah. It's an ode to Waris Shah. She even wrote an elegy to 18th century Punjabi poet. It deals with her expression of her anguish over massacres during the partition of India. As a novelist, her most noted work was Pinja. Its English translation is The Skeleton, which was published in 1950. So it is in Pinja she created her memorable character Puro, an epitome of violence against women and loss of humanity. In 1956, she became the first woman to win the Sahitya Academy Award for her magnum opus. It's a long poem titled Messages. Later, in 1982, she received the Bharatiya Jnanapith, which was one of India's highest literary awards. She was awarded the Bharatiya Jnanapith for her work Kagaste Canvas. Its English translation is The Paper and the Canvas. Amrita Pritham died on 31st October 2005 in Delhi. So, as I mentioned before, I Will Meet You Yet Again is a love poem. This poem revolves around the love that the poet had with a painter and artist called Imrose. This poem is considered to be written before the death of Imrose, who was a renowned artist, and he was her partner for her last 40 years. Amrita Pritham had an unhappy marriage life with Pritham Singh when she was 16. Later, she divorced him as she had an intense romance with the famous Indian poet and film song lyricist Sahir Ludhianvi. And finally, she had a living relationship with the artist and painter Indrajit Imrose, for whom this particular poem was dedicated. So now, let's get into the chapter. I will meet you yet again. How and where, I know not. Perhaps I will become a figment of your imagination and maybe spreading myself in a mysterious line on your canvas. I will keep gazing at you. So I will meet you yet again. So here the poet begins the poem with the hope. For time being they might be separated, but she hoped that she will meet him again. How and where, I know not. So here the poet hoped that they will meet again, but she don't know where and how they will meet. So here the poet begins the poem with a hope, but now she is changing her tone to a doubt. The poet don't know how and when they will meet, but she hoped that she will meet him again. Perhaps I will become a figment of your imagination. So here figment of imagination means something which is invented or made up. So here she says perhaps she will become his own invention. Maybe spreading myself in a mysterious line. On your canvas, I will keep gazing at you. So, as I mentioned before, this poem was dedicated to Imrose, and Imrose was an artist and a painter. So here the poet says that the poet herself will become a part of his invention, that is, his painting. So, as Imrose was a painter, he might draw Amrita Pritam's painting in his canvas. So, through that canvas, the poet will gaze at him. Perhaps I will become a ray of sunshine to be embraced by your colors. I will paint myself on your canvas. I know not how and where, but I will meet you for sure. So here the poet says that she would like to become the ray of sunshine, which would be later captured by the colors which Imrose used to shade his canvas. And she says that through that colors she would paint herself on that canvas, and this might be the way she would meet him again. So here the poet says that by being a painting on his canvas, she would be able to meet him again. Maybe I will turn into a spring and drop foaming drops of water on your body and rest my coolness on your burning chest. I know nothing but that this life will walk along with me. So here the poet uses imagery of season, that is spring. So the poet uses certain elements which are part of the spring season to depict that this might be the way, or this is how she could meet him again. So here the poet says that she would turn herself into a spring season and then cool him with the water in her, the foaming water in her. So she concludes this para with a tone of doubt. She says that I know nothing but that this life will walk along with me. So here she says that her life is like a person who is not able to separate from her. So it will continue. So the life will continue walking with her. When the body perishes, all perishes, but the threads of memory are woven of enduring atoms. I will pick these particles, weave the threads, and I will meet you yet again. So this is the concluding paragraph of this particular poem. So here the poet concludes by stating that when the body perishes, here perishes means dies. So when the body perishes or when the body dies, everything inside our body dies. Everything inside our body will die, but memory, the threads of memory will not die. It lasts forever. So here the poet says that as we die, as our body die, everything inside our body dies, but our memories will not die. So according to the poet, memory is like things which are made up of atoms or things that last forever. And she again says that she will pick that enduring or that lasting particles and would weave the threads of memories in order to meet him again. So here the poet hopes to meet him again through the memories. So in her memories, he will never die, he will remain forever. So she hoped to meet him again through her memories. So in short, the poet says that if our body dies, everything in our body dies. But the memories will not die. According to the poet, memories are like atoms or the particles which last forever. So with that thread of memory or with that thread of atoms, she would weave it, and through that memory, she would meet him again. So here she concludes the poem with a tone of hope. So that's all about the poem. I hope this video would be helpful for you. Thank you.